What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and this week we had the release of yet another fantastic Lego DC Comics superheroes film from Warner Brothers. It is Aquaman Rage of Atlantis, and I thought it was actually a pretty cool little feature. I love it when they do these, and I can't wait to see the next one. One of the things that we want to consider is Lego DC Supervillains is going to be coming out this October, and we are still in the process of figuring out what characters are going to be in the game. And I always feel like Lego sets and Lego videos like this are a really good indicator of who we could see. So Lego DC Superheroes Aquaman Rage of Atlantis is no different. There are 13 characters, prominent DC Comics characters that we see during the course of this film, 9 of which are heroes, 4 of which are villains. And some of these have already been announced, as you would expect. And I think we are going to possibly see all of these characters in the game. So obviously we have 5 members of the Justice League. We have Aquaman, the namesake of the film. We have Superman. We have Batman. We have Wonder Woman, and we have Cyborg. All of those characters have already been shown in the game, so we know that they're definitely going to be there. One new character that we do see is a character that you actually get a minifigure for. Jessica Cruz, one of our many Earthbound Green Lanterns, is in this, and she's sort of kind of like the secondary star of the show. We actually focus quite a bit on Jessica Cruz as she kind of gets confident in herself as a Green Lantern. I also kind of expect Simon Baz to be in the game personally, but we'll see what happens. I haven't really followed Jessica Cruz very much. I'm really behind in the Green Lantern story arc, but from what I can gather, this is possibly what her character goes through in the comics. If you're a big fan and following that storyline, certainly let me know. It seems like Jessica Cruz was a good choice because a lot of people seem to be really into the fact that they can get her minifigure. I've seen that via tweets, via your comments on other videos. So Jessica Cruz being in Lego DC Supervillains would be fantastic. 2 other characters that we see that have already obviously been in Lego Batman games, Robin and Batgirl. Batgirl is Barbara Gordon, and Robin is Damian Wayne. So I think it kind of goes without saying that we're probably going to see those characters in the game. I know that this is DC Supervillains and they're focusing a lot on the villains, but these are pretty important characters, and I would not be surprised at all to see them in the game. Then we have kind of our last 5 characters, one of which is a hero, but in the movie she also kind of is a villain. It's Mera, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about her at the end. Obviously, we see her early on as represented as Aquaman's wife. There's a really funny scene with Superman saying, "Aquaman has a wife? What?" So it's pretty funny. But keeping with the Aquaman theme, we have Orn, the Ocean Master, who makes it a point to let everybody know that he wants to be known as Ocean Master. It is the typical struggle between Aquaman and Ocean Master. Ocean Master feels he should be the king of Atlantis, and he's not. So he strikes a deal with Atrocitus. We're going to get to him in one more moment. But Ocean Master, he's in the Aquaman movie, as is Mera. I would not be shocked if there is an Aquaman DLC and Mera and Ocean Master are saved for that DLC. I have a list of 10 characters that haven't been in a Lego Batman or a Lego DC game before that I would love to see in this game, and Ocean Master is very high on that list. I still have to release that, and that's still coming soon, but I think it makes a lot of sense to have one of the early DLCs be centered around the Aquaman movie. That way we can even get a Jason Momoa version of Aquaman in the game, which would be fantastic. I think that's something that we will possibly see, but who knows? If we see Mera and Ocean Master in the actual game, then I think that'll tell us that we're not getting the DLC because, quite frankly, there's no reason to have 2 Meras unless we'll get into that soon. Lobo is in the game, and that is awesome because Lobo, along with another character that we'll talk about, is one of my favorite DC Comics characters. He's easily probably one of my top 5 characters, and the main man is portrayed very well in this, and I think we might even be getting his bike. There is a Lego set that is out with Superman and Lobo, and it's not featured in this film because there's like a kryptonite trap for Superman in that set, and I think the bike will be in the game though, because we do have the actual Lego set for the bike, and we also have it shown here in the movie very prominently multiple times. So Lobo is already confirmed to be in the game. They announced him officially at San Diego Comic-Con, and I believe we can see him in the character grid. So that would be fantastic. I mean, well, it is fantastic. Super excited about Lobo, and I think he came off really well. This film is great because the last 2 characters, one of which has already been confirmed, the other of which is a little controversial because of his character design, Atrocitus and Dexstar. Now, if you follow my channel, you know that Atrocitus is my favorite DC Comics character. I am a huge fan of the Red Lanterns. I mean, I have a Red Lantern bumper sticker on my car. It's awesome. I love the Red Lanterns. And this film is awesome for me because it is full of Red Lantern imagery. I talked a little bit about Mera earlier kind of going bad. Well, Atrocitus has some kind of a trance over all of Atlantis, and it makes them feel their rage and work for him. And Mera is obviously under that spell, if you will, as well. And I thought that was a really cool nod to her actually being a deputized Red Lantern at one point during Blackest Night. Blackest Night is one of my favorite storylines in all of DC Comics, and there was this one part of it where all of the lanterns had to have like a second lantern, and there were a bunch of people that got lantern rings, like Lex Luthor got the orange ring, and Wonder Woman got the Star Sapphire ring, and Mera was actually a Red Lantern because of all of her rage. So I thought it was a really cool nod that she actually was. She didn't get all in Red Lantern getup, but still. Now this brings up 2 things that I want to talk about. Somebody, and I really wish I had looked this up before, but somebody tweeted at me that in the character creator of LEGO DC Supervillains, you can actually give your character a lantern ring. Red, blue, green, Avarice orange, Star Sapphires for pink, indigo. There's one more I'm missing, but all of those are available, and that's awesome. I'm obviously, my character is going to be a Red Lantern. There's no doubt about it. So, I think it would be really awesome if characters, kind of like what Supergirl did in LEGO Dimensions, if characters like Supergirl that have been a Red Lantern can change to a Red Lantern, or if Wonder Woman can change into a Star Sapphire, or in this case, Mera can change into a Red Lantern. If the Atom is in the game, he can change into Indigo, because I think it was Indigo. And who is blue? The Flash was a Blue Lantern. So that would be super cool. And I don't know if that's going to be something that we can really hope for. There's Kyle Rayner could be every Lantern, as can Sinestro. Sinestro, I think it would be awesome if there was a wheel that he could pull up, and he could be like all the different Lanterns, especially a White Lantern, Yellow Lantern, Green Lantern. These are all really cool things and cool features, and I would be pretty stoked to see it. Now, Deckstar has already been confirmed at San Diego Comic-Con, and it's cool because it's a little bit of a different design than the Deckstar that kind of floats around Atrocitus whenever you have him, or the playable Deckstar, I guess, in LEGO Batman 3. And Atrocitus is kind of like the elephant in the room. He was a big fig in LEGO Batman 3. In this game, or this movie, he's a smaller fig, and I'm okay with it. I actually kind of like the way he looks. It is very different, and I do believe that the big fig version is probably a little bit more accurate to how he looks. But I kind of, as the movie progressed, I kind of got behind the way he was portrayed. I don't actually think he looks all that bad. Maybe his face could have been done a little bit different, but I actually really liked it. And there's actually a scene in the movie where he does something pretty cool. I don't really want to spoil it, but if he was able to do that in this game, that would be just amazing. And I don't know if he's going to. I don't want to count on it, but it's pretty cool. So all in all, 13 characters that could potentially be in LEGO DC Supervillains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, at least 6, 7 of which already are guaranteed. So 7 are already in the game, and then there's 6 that could be. So what do you guys think? Have you seen Aquaman Rage of Atlantis? It's definitely worth a viewing. I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was pretty cool. It's kiddie. It's a little nerdy, a little dorky. Aquaman is pretty tough to take early on because he's such a tool. And this is coming from a huge Aquaman fan, by the way. I don't always love the way he's portrayed. And early on in this, I thought it was going to be a little bit ruined for me because I didn't really love the way they were portraying him. But he comes into his own as the movie progresses, and I definitely think you'll enjoy it. I hope everybody enjoyed this video. What do you guys think? I can't wait for more news for DC Supervillains. We'll see ya.